How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of SicErik TV. Motorola released a whole bunch of different phones this year as their new lineup, and one of those devices is the Motorola One 5G Ace. Now, this is a really interesting phone. This caught my attention several months ago, so I am a little late to the party for this device, but still, the specs on here were actually pretty decent for the price. Now, this phone is probably one of the cheapest 5G smartphones you could get right now. T-Mobile, I believe it's about $260 if I'm not mistaken, but you could probably get this for free if you add a line or do a trade-in or something like that. But this is a really cheap smartphone, and I'm interested to see how good it is. I mean, the specs on here sound pretty good, so let's go ahead and jump down into it. We're going to be doing an unboxing, and I'm going to give you my first impressions of the Motorola One 5G Ace. I don't know what Motorola One Ace 5G, they different names everywhere, but still, Motorola One 5G Ace, really nice, from T-Mobile. Keep in mind this is the T-Mobile variant, so we're gonna jump down into it. But before we do, like, subscribe, and share this video. There's about 97.2% of you who aren't not subscribed to my channel. The other 2.9 watching this video are subscribed, so just click that icon, that way you get subscribed. You could always unsubscribe later if you don't like my content, but still, like, subscribe, do all that other jazz. It ain't gonna kill you, it ain't gonna hurt you. So let's jump down into it. My first impression / unboxing of the Motorola One Ace 5G. Alright, so the Motorola One Ace 5G had some pretty interesting specs on here that really caught my eye, and I'm not mad about it. Hopefully everything works alright. This phone was released on January 14th. It has a 6.7-inch IPS LCD display. It is at 1080p, so that's one good thing about it. Of course, it's not going to be anything fancy. 60 Hz regular refresh rate. Resolution of 1080 by 2400. Android 10 out of the box. Hopefully we get Android 11. Snapdragon 750G. 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is pretty good considering most Motorola phones come with 4 gigabytes of RAM. This one's 6 gigabytes, 128 gigabytes of internal storage, so that's really nice. You get a 48 megapixel main sensor on here, 8 megapixel ultra wide, which is pretty decent, and a 2 megapixel macro, which might as well not even, why Motorola? Why? Might as well not even include a macro. 4K 30 on the rear. On the front, you get a 16 megapixel selfie camera, 1080p, 30 frames per second. So let's go ahead and crack it open and see what comes in a box and take a look at this device. Now, this is the volcanic black or gray or whatever the hell you want to call it. Pretty nice boxing right here. You got your Motorola and your little silver shiny. You got 5G up here in the corner. Motorola One 5G Ace. And here's some stuff in the back if you want to check that out. And let's crack it open, shall we? Now, I always try to get some budget phones every now and then for you guys. That way, I'm not just doing the normal old, flagship. So, right off the hand, it is a beefy phone. It feels pretty heavy in the hand. 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Bluetooth 5.1. And you do get a fingerprint sensor in the back. So over here in the box, you get your T-Mobile stuff, you get your SIM card, you got your Motorola One Ace instructions, legal information. You do get a nice little SIM tool right here. And put that aside. You do get a, I believe this is a 10-watt charger, so you're gonna have to find something a little bit more. It can recharge at 15 watts, so that is something to keep in mind. I think this is a 10-watt charger, but you can do all the way up to 15 watts. And then you get your USB-A to USB Type-C charging cable. So let's go ahead and put everything back in the box and show you guys the device. So set that right there. So yeah, very interested in this device. Let's go ahead and take this plastic off. Ooh, it is a really nice color. Now the back is going to be plastic, obviously, but still, this thing looks really nice. I don't know if you guys could check that out. This thing does look pretty sweet. And it is, like I said, a big boy. This is a 6.8 inch display, IPS LCD. So no crazy AMOLED, you know, technology. The vibration motor seems okay, seems a little bit weak, but still, for the price, you're getting 5G on the Motorola One Ace 5G. Hello, Moto. So let's take a look at the device. On the back, you're going to get your fingerprint sensor right there with the little Motorola on there. I like that. The camera is on here. You get a 48 megapixel camera. Everything looks pretty nice once it's clean. On the right hand side, you do get your power button, which it is textured, and you get your volume rocker. Over here on the left hand side, you do not get anything. And at the bottom, you do get a headphone jack. Hey, you get your, of course, charging port and your bottom firing speaker. Now, I do not think this has a stereo speakers. I'm assuming it just has a regular loud speaker at the bottom. Up top, you get another mic. So a really nice, clean looking device. You do get your hole punch cutout. It is a little bit larger than most devices. And you do get a pretty sizable chin here at the bottom, but keep in mind this is an LCD panel. You can't make the hole punch cutout that small, and you will have some sort of a chin at the bottom. So let's go ahead and set it up, and then we're going to come back to the device. Don't go anywhere, guys. Alright, so we're going to set up the fingerprint sensor on the rear and show you guys exactly how fast this goes. So let's go ahead and set it up. And then locate the fingerprint on the back, lift and touch. So yeah, vibration on here isn't the greatest in the world. It's a bit sloshy, but still, you know when it's vibrating. Then again, like I said, not expecting anything too crazy here. This is a budget device, but still, the specs on here look promising as far as the RAM goes and the storage. You get micro SD card expansion, which is great. You don't even get that on your flagship devices nowadays. So yeah, very excited about this. I don't really get too many budget devices, but I do like to try them out sometimes to see, do you really have to spend over $1,000 for a good smartphone? All the Motorola stuff. Allow while using the app. Decline. Get started, go home, blah blah blah, showing you a little thing on your buttons. Give it a try, swipe home, and here we are in the device right here. So this is really nice. The display is actually pretty good. It does support HDR10, so that is really nice. Like I said before, 6.7 inch IPS LCD display. You get a 393 pixels per inch, so pretty nice display. Of course, we'll see how bright it gets outdoors, but you are running a pretty much stock Android feel over here. You got your Google over here off to the side when you swipe to the left, and your launcher is pretty much very stock. And let's check out the display, see if we get any display settings on here. So peak display is going to be your always on type display. Of course, there will be no always on since this is IPS panel. We're going to go ahead and switch this to dark beam. Oh, display settings, adaptive brightness on here. Brightness is at 90. Styles, you get to change everything just like you can on your Pixel devices. You can change your icon shapes, your colors, and things like that. So that's really cool. Let's see, full screen apps you could do as well. Attentive display, screenshot toolkit, and all that other good stuff. Let's go ahead and go down into the storage shot. 12% is being used. 15.25 gigabytes of 128 is being used right now. Micro SD card expansion, which is really nice. Battery is going to be your 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Now I heard you can get a couple days out of this device, so we're going to test that out, and I'm going to show you guys if that's true or not. So let's go ahead and go back home. So yeah, very nice device. As you can see, it already has started picking up fingerprints, but the back, it is plastic, but it's a solid plastic. Like, this does not feel cheap by any means. Like, the back is solid. It is a thick boy. It is a pretty heavy boy. Sort of reminds me of the V60, LG V60. So very nice feeling. I love big phones. It looks great on the back, so I like this little texture. I don't know if you can see that little texture underneath. Sort of gives it like a little iridescent color, so it's not completely black, so that's pretty cool. I also had a case that I got off of Amazon. They came yesterday, 10 bucks off of Amazon. I'll post it down below, that way you guys can go check it out. But let's go ahead and test out this fingerprint sensor. Okay, fingerprint sensor is okay. It's not the fastest in the world. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and click on it. Boom. Alright, so fingerprint sensor is on. Let's go ahead and check out the camera, shall we, while using the app. So you do get a 48 megapixel main sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 5 megapixel macro. So let's go ahead and take a picture of this little guy right here. And let's see how that shows up. Go ahead and do that. So yeah, zoom quality, pretty good. So I'm excited to see how the cameras are. Stay tuned to my channel. That way I could do a camera review and test this bad boy out. See how the pictures look on here. Let's go ahead and turn on auto rotate. You got to do that right out of the box. So pictures right now actually look pretty decent considering the price of this device. Let's go ahead and go back. So you do get some more modes right here at the bottom. You get portrait, cutout, spot color, night vision, cinematograph, panorama, group selfie, live filter, and pro. And then you also get slow-mo, time-lapse, AR stickers, and spot-on color. So let's go ahead and switch it back to portrait. And let's take a portrait shot. No portrait shot on the front-facing camera. And let's take a shot of me right here. And let's see how that came out. So picture quality, it's pretty soft, but still looks pretty good on there. There's probably some beauty modes you could change on there as well. Selfie mirror, blah blah blah, HDR, tap anywhere to capture, watermark. Let's turn on the device watermark right there. And smart composition, gesture, selfie, and all that. So let's go ahead and go back home. So yeah, very nice. Let's take a look at the Moto's app, shall we? That way you guys can check out all the different gestures that you can do on here. You do get audio effects as well, which is pretty cool. Turn those on, and it gives you a little bit of an equalizer on here as well, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, Moto. And this should be all of your gestures and settings and things like that. You can change your personalize it, wallpapers, layout, and here we go, gestures. So quick flashlight, karate chop, boom, gives you your flashlight, karate chop again, turns it off, 3-finger screenshot, let's turn that on. Got it, try it out. All right, turn that on. So yeah, 3-shot screenshot, 3-finger screenshot, pretty cool. Flip to do not disturb, you can do that as well. Lift to unlock, which will unlock your phone. Swipe to split, see apps in split screen by swiping back and forth. So yeah, you do get a lot of cool gestures on here, and you can also take a look at your camera. Gives you a little bit of a walkthrough of it. You can get macro shots on here as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the macro. Let's go ahead and try this out. Now this is a 2 megapixel macro shot, so keep that in mind. Image quality is not going to be, you know, Samsung S21 worthiness right here, but still it'll get the job done. So far I'm impressed with the performance on here. 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is plenty, especially for a light UI like Motorola. Pretty much stock Android on here, so that's pretty cool. Audio effects, I really do like having extra audio effects. Bluetooth 5.1, and does this have stereo speakers? Let's go ahead and see if this has stereo speakers. Alright, so no stereo speakers, but still. Stereo speaker, or the speaker is okay. Gives you an idea how the display looks. The speaker is a little bit muffled. So yeah, the speaker does distort a little bit at a high volume. Display actually looks pretty decent on here, so really nice. Excited to try this out. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. This has been my little unboxing, first impressions of the Motorola One Ace 5G, Motorola One 5G Ace, whatever the hell you want to call it. Let's go ahead and go back. So yeah, very interested in this device. I do love picking up some budget phones just to get an idea of how far they have come. Budget phones are getting really good nowadays, and yeah, they're really cheap. If you don't want to spend that much money, you could get a pretty decent phone that does everything you need it to do for way less than $1,000. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, thumbs down if you didn't, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.